Welcome to Mr. Tully's class.
Hello there, this is Mr. Macaulay, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can import and use a rubric in Google Classroom. So what you're going to need is two things. First, you're going to need to be in your Google Classroom. Second, you're going to need to have a completed rubric. Now, Google does not recommend to edit or import rubrics using Google Sheets as we're going to be doing today, but you don't need to worry about that because you got me on your side and we're going to figure it out on our own. Now, in terms of how to design this, that's going to be information for a future video. The purpose today was specifically looking at how we can import these rubrics for the OCA reading assessment into your Google Classroom, but I will be making future videos specifically around how you can create this independently on your own. So where we're going to be starting today is here back in Google Classroom. What I want you to do is click the Create button and make an assignment. Once you've made an assignment, let's give it a title. So we're going to say example, Scream Machines Reading. Okay. And like you would do with any assignment, you can link docs in it. You can add content you had already, etc., etc. Now, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be looking on the right side of the screen here where it says Rubric, and I want you to click that button. Now, there's a whole series of just these three series of options, that you have available to you. You can create a rubric, reuse a rubric, or actually import it from Sheets. We're going to be importing it from Sheets. In terms of the create rubric option, I have found that it was a super ineffective way to make these. I was really at pains in terms of putting it all together and organizing the information effectively in Google Classroom's Rubric Builder. I ended up shifting between a Google Sheet and the Rubric Builder back and forth, and it was driving me bonkers. So I just basically stick with Sheets. But for some of you, you might find the Rubric Builder works for you, and if that is the case, you can definitely use that moving forward. So again, here under Rubric, I want to click Import from Sheets. What you're now going to see is automatically it's going to look for Google Sheets inside your drive. This is the one I'm going to select, but I'm going to show you some other things you can do. You can look for it. So I name all my rubrics Rubric. So as you see, there's a bunch of rubrics come up, and then I'm looking for Scream Machine. I can do that. What you can also do is upload one. If you've, let's say, made this in an Excel, you could upload it. I have not actually tried this method myself, so just be careful as you're trying it out. You can go through your drive and look for the Google Sheet in question. But again, what I tend to do at first, essentially every time, is I will see pretty much right away the rubric I'm looking for because I had just finished it, so it'll be one of these first ones here. So in this case, I want to import the rubric, which is Scream Machines, and I want to add. It's going to take a moment. It's going to import, then bingo, bango, bongo, you have your rubric. So we have our levels 4 to 1, and then also 0 listed. We have all the description text that you'll see as you're going through and answering. Now, for the purpose of for this video, as it relates to the reading assessment, the points don't really correspond to percentages. That is what Google default builds this towards. So they assume if you get, let's say, 30 points, they're going to do 30 divided by 36, and that percent is the mark. That's not what we're doing today in terms of how we're going to be using this rubric. Our rubric's more just to simplify how we're going to mark it. I will, though, in the future, I can explain more how we can properly build a rubric in Google Classroom, allowing you to do percentage marks. But again, today, that's not the goal. So as you see here, you'll notice that we have, for example, engaging in reading, summarizing part 1. If we go back here to the Google Sheet, engaging reading, summarizing part 1, let's look at the comment under level 3, considerable main ideas adequately expressed. And look here, considerable main ideas adequately expressed. So again, it is linked between the two. Now what I want you to do is click that Save button, give it a moment, and then you're going to see this rubric here. When you're marking a student's work, all you need to do is open their Google Classroom submission, and then you're going to be able to click these buttons as you go. So for example, if you feel they earned a level 4 for asking questions, you would click level 4. If you feel they've earned a level 2 for engaging in reading, making inferences, you click a level 2 and go from there. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. And like always, good luck teaching online.